Hello, this is Sprocket 314, and today I'm here with Eindhoven World Tour finalist René Kaiser. Hello, René.
Hi,
How are you?
Carlos. Hi. Yeah, I'm great.
Thank you for joining.
No problem at all. I really look forward to
Okay,
this interview.
so I very good. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking your time. Um, so I want to know a bit more about your background playing card games. So how did you get into Keyforge? Is it your first card game, or have you played before something like the
Actually, I
Gathering?
don't like Magic the
Okay,
Gathering
nice.
because I think it's a little bit frustrating to play because of the mechanics of lands. But I played card games, several card games to be honest. I played Versus System and WoW TCG. That's like 10 years ago. I played it pretty competitively, to be honest. Um, yeah, in the last few years, I played digital
Mhm.
trading card games like Gwent. I had a lot of fun with that. And actually don't really know how I came up with Keyforge. I think it was like on a news site. I saw there's a new game from Rich Garfield, and I watched it, and I thought, yeah, that could be fun. And me and my friends, we just thought, okay, let's buy a deck, and we can have some games and play it for a couple of weeks. And yeah, we bought not only one deck. After a couple of weeks, we had like 10, and we were hooked.
They always say, "Oh, it's such a cheap game. You just need to spend $10."
Yeah, one
And
deck is all you have
that
to buy.
that's yeah. I It's very funny because I went to Essen. I went to
Mhm.
Essen Spiel in October. It was my first time going there, and I did buy tons of games and board games, and I did not pay any attention to Keyforge. And then I went back to the UK, and
Mhm.
around, yeah, like a week after Essen, I show up with my local game store, which is Eclectic Games in Reading, and I know the guys very well for many years. And I asked them, did you enjoy did you go? Yes, we went.
Yeah.
Did you get a lots of material? Oh, we got this and that. And what was the highlight? And they told me, well, Holding On, which is an amazing board game, and Keyforge. And I'm like, Keyforge? Yeah, I heard about that. It's from Richard Garfield, right? Yes, it's from Richard Garfield. I don't know about the unique deck. I'm not very sure. I don't think I'm gonna like it. And then my friend, I went with a friend, Anthony Pearson from the Facebook group, and he was like interested. He goes, let's just give it a go. It's like £9, let's just give it a go. And I said, well, let's give it a go. For £9, it's nothing. Ah, no, my goodness, it's like cocaine, right?
Yeah, I think that's is the greatest strength of Keyforge that you have you can buy one
Yes.
deck and you're ready to play. And that's cool. That's cool. I think when you want to play competitive, of course, you have to spend a lot of money. Now, I would not say a lot of money in comparison to other trading card games. When you play like
Yes.
Magic, you have to pay like $400 to play one deck.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not that expensive in Keyforge, but still, one deck is not the whole truth, to be honest. Yeah,
You were
but
you were
yeah, I like
mentioning
the game.
before, you were mentioning before that you were playing very competitively another card game before this one.
Yeah.
How sort of money did you spend? As much money as with Keyforge? Less? More?
Uh, Actually, I spent less, but that's only because when I played these games, I were in the school, so I hadn't, yeah, I hadn't the
Ah,
option to do that.
the income.
But when I think about digital card games like Gwent or Hearthstone and stuff, I would say I spent a lot of money and even more than in Keyforge. I think in
Mm.
Keyforge I spent like €100 or something like that. So I think,
Okay,
yeah,
that's not much, and you got into the final.
yeah,
I mean, for me, I spend much more money than that, and I'm nowhere. I mean, I'm like the we will see in Birmingham. Are you coming to Birmingham?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic! We
I
should
come to
meet. We should
Birmingham.
definitely
Yes.
meet. Okay.
Yeah, we will meet, and I'm really looking forward to it because, yeah, I don't know what will happen because it's sealed, and the fact I like about Birmingham is that you can't scan the deck in your app, so you also can't use third-party sites like decks of Keyforge, these SRS score, or the scoring system that you are invented. It's like a rush
Yes,
score,
rush.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
rushing to rush to your deck. Yeah.
you can't use all this stuff because you have to scan it before you can use that. So you have to you have to rely on your own deck rating skill, and that will be really really interesting because there will be the true player skill will be revealed on this day.
Absolutely, and it will be definitely true player skill because it's gonna be Age of
Yeah.
Ascension new expansion that probably not many cards will be known by then. It's
Yes.
gonna be very exciting. I'm
Yes.
very excited. Seriously, anything can happen. I think anybody can win. So okay, let's move on. So what made you decide to go to the World Tour
Um,
in Scotland?
uh, Very late. When we decided to go to Eindhoven, there wasn't many places to stay left, to be honest. So we had to decide in like 2 hours and
Yes.
when we want to go. And actually, me and my friends, we wanted to make a cool trip. Like we want to have fun and a cool weekend. Like when you were back in school days, you had like the cool trips for a few days with your class, and we had the feeling like that when we thought about that, and
Yeah.
that's the reason we did it. Actually, we were 5 people, and 3 of them were like just for the fun there, and me and one friend of mine thought, okay, when we go to Eindhoven, of
Mhm.
course we want to have fun, but the most fun is competitive play. And so we went there with ambitious, I would say.
Yes. And did you go by car? Did you go by car or did you fly or by train?
No, we come from Münster. That's a city in Germany that's pretty close. It's like 3 hours with a car. So
Uh-huh.
we drove with a bus actually
All right.
because
Did
it's
you say
cheaper.
Wunstorf?
In Münster.
Münster.
Yeah.
Of course. I know Münster. Very good. Okay. So, when you enter the
Mhm.
tournament, did you have a goal in mind? Did you have, uh, you know, did you have a particular goal? I want to make it to the second day, or I want to get these prizes. How confident you were to go all the way
um, I wasn't
from the
really
beginning?
confident because we played a lot of chain bounce in the past, and the friend of mine who was also pretty competitive had a really really strong deck. I don't know if you know the deck. It was like the Horseman deck that made it to the top 16 with like 21 creatures, 11 sanctum creatures. In my
Yes.
opinion, that's the strongest deck that participated in the World
Wow.
Tour. And this deck destroyed my confidence, to be honest,
Mhm.
because when we played on the chain bounce, it was every time it was like, okay, I go 3-0, I'm in the final, and then I lose against this deck. And I thought, okay, maybe when I go to World Tour, there will be
Yeah.
many competitive people, and they will have strong decks. And I thought, okay, with my deck, it could be tough. So I thought, okay, when I go 3-3, 3 wins, 3 loses, I'm fine with that. But it came the other way. I qualified after they won, and then I had to change my goals.
Yes, exactly. So, let's talk a little bit about your deck. So,
Mhm.
can you explain for our viewers which kind of deck, which three houses you had, and what were the
Yeah,
highlights of your deck?
I played Sanctum. No, I played Untamed, Logos, and Shadow. I
Okay.
don't think you have to play Shadow in this meta. I think Shadow is the strongest house, but when you have the right answers, you
Mhm.
can play something else. But I think Shadow is the easiest way, and I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to keep it simple, and I wanted to have a strong deck. And in my opinion, it's really important that when you play on
Mhm.
an event like that you don't have a strong deck. Even more important is that you have a deck that is strong against every archetype. So what I mean with that is in the first round, on day one, you have to play 6 games and you have to win 5 times. That's really, really hard because some decks have really, really strong matchups and really,
Yes.
really weak matchups. And then you have bad luck on this day. You meet 2 decks where you have simply an auto lose. And I want to avoid that. So I have a deck that is really good against everything. I have one weakness, and that is really, really strong boards. and I was lucky that I could avoid them most of the time. Yeah, and I played as a Shadow, Logos, Untamed. Logos for the card draw. I have a library access. I have the card draw in this deck. I have Dr. Bookton for the card draw and stuff. And I have Untamed, which is the strongest house in this deck. It's with 2 Full Moons, 3 Dust Pixies, Witch of the Eye, Regrowth, Independent Seed. I don't know the exact pronouncement in English, sorry. Yeah, I think the viewers know what I mean. Yeah, and I have the really, really strong Untamed, which is capable to do some really, really insane combos. Like in some games on day 1, I had it was turn 1, and I played double Full Moon, double Dust Pixie, and had 8 Ember, and they check, deal with it, and yeah, it's basically game at that point.
Yes.
And yeah, and when you watch the games of the second day with the deck, you saw games where we're behind, and when you would watch at look the board state, you would say, okay, René lost, he can't win anymore, and then Untamed steps on the stage and wins the game.
Absolutely. To me, there are 35 combinations of houses, and for me, Logos, Shadows, and Tame is the fastest one. So I think is the fastest one. So I have a deck like that, and it's very, very quick. So, and if you have artifact removal, or if you have board wipes, if you have answers to different things, like for example, the common code, to get rid of all the Mars creatures and you don't have any Mars creatures, things like this.
Yeah, sadly I don't have that.
It's quite flexible and versatile. Yes. Okay, let's move on. So, did you play on day 1A or day 1B? It was on Friday or Saturday? Okay.
I played on Saturday, just because we couldn't play on Friday because we arrived too late. So I had a really, really funny day because just events and chilling out and eating in the city. And there's a story about day 1. The story is I planned to have fun at that day because I thought, okay, I will have 1, in the best case 2, really competitive days where I'm playing only 1 deck. And I think the whole weekend Keyforge can be a little bit, you get tired, and I wasn't sure if I can keep the motivation high if I have to play 3 days straight up 10 hours Keyforge. So I thought, okay, on the Friday I will play fun decks that I have, just every side event's another deck. And I met an Italian guy, I won't call his name, but he will know who's meant. And he said, René, you should play only 1 deck today to train the deck one last time, so that you are really, really, that you're in shape for tomorrow. And I thought, maybe he is right. Yes. And I did that. I played the whole day the side events with my deck, and I really think that that helped a little bit. I wouldn't say that was a deciding move, but it helped a little bit. And so the Friday, for me, it felt like I played this 3 competitive days.
It's like this movie, like it's sorry. It's like this kind of Chinese master, when they do the kung fu movie, right? Like in Kill Bill 2 and things like that. But you have the master that tells you the advice, or even in Dodgeball, all these films that they have the master that gives you the key, the key secret technique.
Oh, no, we shouldn't call him like that because he will tell me at Birmingham, and he will be very proud. We shouldn't give him that.
Okay, cool. So when what happened? What went through your head when you made the cut? When you finally secured your place for the final on Sunday? What kind of things went through your mind?
It was really crazy because it wasn't my plan to get this far, but when I was like 4-1, and I knew, okay, just 1 more game to do this big step, I knew, okay, I really want to win now. And then I watched the seedings. The seedings, I don't know, the sheet where the matchups are hang out.
Okay, yes.
And I saw that I'm on the streaming area, and it was like fuck, that is quite a boost in tension now. And my hands were shaking, and I was really, really nervous. And I played, what deck did I play? I did play against, I don't know. I don't know any man, but I know it was a really, really nice guy. And after I won the game, I wanted to hug him because I thought, wow, it could be me now who's out, and I felt a little bit terrible to beat him, but because he was 4-1 2, of course.
Oh, wow. So it was to the death. No, it was.
Yeah, you know, exactly. Yeah, and
A true
he was quite
gentleman.
sad. I saw it. I saw it that he was quite sad, and he was a lot of he was younger than me, and yeah. But in day two, he came to me and said, "Yeah, I'm out, but I'm happy for you, and I will cheer for you."
That's a
That was
great.
great.
That's the type of community we want in Keyforge. I don't want to be,
Yeah.
all these kind of sore losers, sour grapes. So it's great to hear that. It makes me very happy. So did
Do
yes,
you will be Birmingham your first world tour?
yes, it would be my first one
Okay.
and probably my only one until they come back to the
Yeah.
UK. We will see
Mm.
because I have two children and they are very
Yeah.
young and getting to go to this one is because
Mm.
it's the one here in the UK
Mm.
and
Yeah, I think you
it's
will
it's
have
like
a great time with the community. In
yes,
Eindhoven,
yes.
I
To
saw
be
that
honest,
it's really, really there was like no trouble at all, and yeah, I think
mhm,
it will be the same in Birmingham.
yes, I think for me, to be honest, my goal is very simple. I want to get the metal
Yeah.
keys and the play mats. I already have tons of from the decks. I have lots of amber
Mm.
shards, so I just need to win a few times, and then I will be there. And I'm
Yeah.
happy. And if I get eliminated, no problem. Can do interviews. I can do coverage, no problem at all. And I will do some side events as well. I'm not very bothered, to be honest. Obviously, if I win, brilliant. But I don't think I will win. I'll give my best. I'll give my best.
I was like, when I arrived, I just wanted to play Met because I thought 70 shards, the best investment for 70 shards is like the play Mets. I thought the metal key is pretty expensive to be honest. And then I played in the streaming area, and when I forged my first key, the sound it made when I turned the key was like, okay, I have to buy them.
Yes.
And after the match, I immediately walked to the prize wall and bought the metal keys. They are really great.
That will come. That question will come later because I'm really interested in knowing what prizes did you get. Okay, so let me see the next one. Okay, so this is the
Yeah.
day number two. Day number two, but not the final. Not the final. I just want to know your road in the elimination bracket until you. Hey, excellent, fantastic.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
great.
I want some of that. So, uh, how can you tell me the matches in the single elimination
Yeah.
matches on the tour
Um,
until you reach the final?
I noticed
How was the
immediately
feeling for
that
you?
the opponents are a lot of tougher because when I usually have a chat with my opponent before the game and I ask what's your ambition, what's your goal for today, and
Mhm.
what did you play before that. And when I have a playmat from another card game that I don't know, I ask what's that, where you get it, and stuff. And yeah, my first opponent was like someone who played WoW
Mhm.
TCG before and the Final Fantasy TCG and said, "Yeah, I'm usually like top 16 in every tournament, and I'm like in the European Championship in Final Fantasy. I placed very well." And he said, "Yeah, of course I want to win today."
Mhm.
And I said, "Wow, okay, that's not my goal today, but okay." And I had the feeling, okay, since yeah, now the tournament starts. Now it will get really hard, and we had to walk like 50 minutes from our house to the event, and
Yes.
my thoughts were flying all over the place, and I thought about my goal for today, and I said, okay, when I lose the first game, I can play the survival draft that's happening after the first round. And okay, maybe it's great when I lose the first game. Then I can play the great side event. But after I won the first game against this guy,
Yes.
I thought, okay, it's like I don't have to be scared from my opponents because I'm a pretty good player and I know that I'm good. But when I just wanted to win the tournament basically. After that, after the first game, I knew okay, everything is possible here today. It's just the best of one. I can beat everyone in one game, even when he has the strongest deck. And
Yes.
I changed my goal basically after the
Did you get
first games.
lucky at some point? Do you think did you feel that on the road to the final there was a match where you were in
Yes.
a worse position, or the deck was your opponent's deck was very strong, maybe stronger than yours,
Yeah.
and you got maybe a stroke of luck from your hand, or maybe did any of your opponents made a clear mistake or something like that, or it was to the maximum competition level and everybody
Mm,
just basically you were better?
to be honest, in Keyforge, you always make mistakes because there are turns, like in the second or the third turn, you have to choose between two houses. You have 3 cards of this, 3 cards of Sanctum, and you choose Sanctum because, it's like, it should be the best play. But when you rewind the game after the game, if you would film your game, you would nearly always find a scene where you think,
Yes.
okay, maybe should have called Sanctum, and maybe it would have turned out better then. And I don't think that most of the players played perfectly in the tournament. I don't think that's, of course, it's possible, but I don't think that happens too often. And of course, I had luck in the tournament because it's a card game and it's best of one. And I don't think I have the strongest deck because,
Yes.
because of the weakness with the board clear that it has. And of course, I was lucky at some point. I wouldn't say that it was like, okay, this guy had tons of luck and lucked his way to the final. I think I deserved my spot in the final.
Yeah.
I think I deserved my spot in the final, but I
I
think you
wasn't meaning
can't reach a
that.
final without luck. And that's the reason all my friends here in Germany, everybody is like, okay, that's the German guy who reached the final in Eindhoven. And when I travel to other cities for Chamberlain events, it's like, that's the guy who reached the final in Eindhoven. And I always say, yeah, maybe I did that, but I probably will never do that again. I can assure that I have a good chance to reach the top 16 again, and that's my goal for the next World Tour. But to reach the final again, that would be lucky.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. We will see each other in Birmingham. Good luck. Good luck from the heart. So the final. This is the key moment of the interview. You know, can you
Yeah.
describe a little bit your experience through the final? You know, maybe the key moments.
When the final, before the final, we had a little break, and I went to my friends, and my friends sat in an area where a display was set up where you can watch the game, and there was like 20 people watching the games, and I talked to my friend who was also pretty competitive. I mentioned it earlier, and he showed me the deck Rachel is playing, and I saw the decks. They were online. All the top 16 decks were online on Reddit and stuff. And I watched over the list and I thought, okay, that's it. That's it. Because I saw, I don't know the name of the card. It's the shadow, the shadow artifact that you can't forge it. The sting, the sting. Because
The sting. The sting.
I thought
Yes,
the
I
sting
have it.
is counter to everything I do. And because I played against the deck with Sting that my friend has like 10 times, I never won against it. And I thought before we went to Eindhoven, when I play against the Sting, I will lose. And then I saw the Sting and I thought, okay, that could be hard. And then I continued to watch the list and I saw Double Time Traveler, all this Amber Generation. Yeah. And I thought if it would be a best of one, maybe I can be lucky, but in a best of three, that will be very hard. And that's the reason I wasn't really sad about it because I knew it would be really hard. And yeah, of course, I want to win this games, but yeah, I already reached everything I could ever think about, and it's okay. And Rachel was really, really there opponent, so it's okay.
Yeah. Very good. You were the true
It's okay.
gentleman in that final. Like you, the person that was
Mhm.
when you were 4-1, you were that person in
Yeah.
this final. So about the Sting, it's very interesting that you mentioned the Sting because I have a deck
Mm.
and it's my best deck,
Mhm.
and it has the Sting, and it also has Pile of Skulls, and it was my first tournament for Keyforge. I got it, and I actually defeated the guy that won the tournament in the end. We drew because I won with my deck. No, anyway, the point is that it's a double-edged sword. If you get too greedy and you get too many amber, then people can play Doorstep to Heaven, or they can play all these other cards, and then you lose everything or most of it. And also the number of turns that you have to choose shadows to blow it up. So
Yeah.
if you don't do it in the right time, it's a skill. If you don't do it at the right time, you will lose. And
Oh.
in that tournament, I had the best deck by far,
Yeah.
and I ended up seventh in the tournament
Mm.
because I went too greedy with the Sting. I just could see the 20 amber, 25 amber. You just have to blow it up and just start forging. But yes,
Yeah, it's a really, really complicated card, to be honest. And I think, actually, I don't think the card is really strong because I mentioned earlier the problem is at these tournaments, you have a deck, you have to have a deck that is great against every archetype. And I think the Sting is really strong against
yes,
certain decks, but has weakness against others. And
yes,
I like decks where you have like Sting and you have like cards from other houses that destroy every artifact. I don't know what house it is. I think it's Brobna that can give it to your hand, and that's so you have the possibility to destroy the Sting
Sanctum. It's
without calling
the
Shadow. That's nice, but they are rare.
yeah. Okay, so um, so let's not talk too much about the final because we know the result and we've been very gracious there. But then you did get a lot of amber shards. So which prizes apart from the metal
Yeah,
keys,
I
which prizes did you
bought
get?
playmats for me because I think, to be honest, the Ember Shard, the wooden Ember Shard and the wooden damage tokens, I really liked them. I think they were pretty, but you got like six pieces for 70 shards, and 6 pieces is like, yeah, I can't use them because I need like 18 or something like that. Even when you play Untamed with Dux Pixies, you need like 100. Um, yeah, and so I bought playmats because I liked them all. Bought 3 or 4 playmats and I sold them, to be honest, because I'm a student and I want to travel to many boat tours as I can. But to do that, I need a little bit of
Mhm.
spare money, and the playmats gave me that.
Very good, very good. So
Mhm.
talking about going to other Vault tours, you mentioned that you're
Yes.
coming to ours in Birmingham. Are you planning on going to more, like Italy
To
or
be
other
honest,
ones?
I plan to go to every world tour, but
Nice.
since some of the events we don't know when they are. For example, there will
Mhm.
be a world tour in Germany too, and of course it's like the home game. So of course I want to participate, but I don't know when it is. So maybe I have to write some exams or something like that, then I can go. But like Bologna, Birmingham, and what's the English name? Krakow. Is it Krakow? Yeah, and Krakow too. I will go there.
Uh-huh. Very good. There is one in Spain, so I'm
Ah,
from Spain, so we will see. I don't know if they will do it in Barcelona or they will do it in Madrid. I
ah,
don't know. I will try. I will try to go, but there's
mm,
no date. So
mm.
I really don't know. We'll see. Maybe. Okay, so I think we're getting to the end of the interview. I believe there is some special event
Yeah,
happening this weekend. Would you like to
yeah, of course.
tell us about it?
I'm going to marry in the weekend actually. So,
Yay!
and after my
Wow.
wedding, I'm gonna travel to Thailand. Is it Thailand? Yeah, for three
Nice.
weeks. So I have to make a break in Keyforge, and maybe that's great because I can get a clear head and maybe when I'm back
Yes.
from Thailand, maybe we know when the new set is coming out. And I'm really looking forward to the new set because Keyforge is
Yes, me
very
too.
young actually, and I still have a lot of fun playing it. And in other trading card games, there comes a point when you think, oh, again the old cards, against the same decks, and then it's a time where you have to give the players a new set so they are hungry again. But in Keyforge, it's like, okay, cool, a new set. I didn't even need it, but it's a nice bonus. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I already ordered 2 displays, so I'm gonna have 24
Oh,
decks already. Oh my goodness. Yes. I will be doing unboxing, and my son is really
oh,
into
cool.
it as well. He plays third on 2 tournaments,
Wow.
and he's 8 years old. So it's very good fun. Keyforge is very streamlined. So um there is
Yeah, I have a friend from Munich
yeah.
here in Münster because of the wedding, and he was like, I was like, okay, there's a tournament here in Münster. Would you like to participate? I can give you a deck of my decks, and you can just play. The rules are pretty simple, and I explained him the game in the evening before the tournament, and then we went to the tournament and he won.
With your deck.
He won the
Oh.
tournament, and my deck has 4 chains now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great anecdote. Great anecdote. So just to wrap up, the final question I have for you is: would you like to say something to the Keyforge community? Is there
Um,
anything you would like to say?
yeah, just I would actually say just play the game, have fun, and some people are complaining about the meta that it's all about shadow, and I would say every game that you can create will have a meta, and you just have to think a little bit outside of the box. Don't just complain about the meta. Instead of doing that, think outside of the box and think how you can beat that meta. And I think in the upcoming World Tours, we will see some decks and house combinations, maybe without Shadow, that will do quite well and maybe surprise the whole community.
Very good. I really look forward to that. Hopefully in Birmingham.
Yeah,
I think we have a good opportunity there.
great.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
René.
Carlos.
Thank you so much. Bye.